Hey game designers, here's an interview I'm really excited to share with you. It's the first part of a talk I had with my friend, Dominic Crapuchettes. Dominic is one of the most talented, successful, and hardworking game designers that I know. He founded the company North Star Games around 16 years ago and eventually published his hit party game Wits and Wagers. It has sold over 1 million copies and it won 39 awards. He's also made popular strategy games like Evolution and its many spin-offs. Dominic knows a ton about games and what it takes to succeed. In this part of the interview, you'll hear why he keeps making games and ways to get ideas for games.
All right, so the first question, why do you design games?
Yeah, why are you still doing it too?
Why am I still doing it? So I just started thinking about that just minutes ago. I think I design games because I love it. So I started trying to figure out what's it analogous to, and it's something I love doing, and it's part of a creative process. And I think some people love dancing to express themselves. Some people love singing. I think there are a lot of ways that you can just kind of express yourself. And games have been a huge part of my life for as long as I can remember. So my family didn't watch much TV. I didn't like movies that much. I didn't watch television. I liked books, but my favorite form of entertainment was board games. And so I've been designing games for most of my life in some little tiny ways. And it's expressive for me. It's creative. So it's like I pour my heart into it and I love it. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I do it because I love it. And it's kind of like an expression of creativity.
Sure. I was thinking just talk about the design process, but I'm sure that it's not always the same for every game.
Yeah, I'll talk about a couple templates that I offer.
Okay.
So I would say the first template is find a game that you love, but you feel like you could make it better. Like there's something that bothers you about that game. And you take that game and you say, this is my rough draft, and you build upon the shoulders of what other people have done in the past. That's a really smart template. And if you take a game and you start fiddling with it, and you do that for a year or two or three, soon the game that you have is completely different from the game that you started with. But that was kind of like the stepping stone.
Sure.
That's a great template. For party games, I have used another template. I think you've heard me talk about this before, of just looking around and seeing people who are having fun. And going, what are they doing and why is it fun? And can I get people to do that activity that's fun with very simple rules? Like how can I get simple rules to explain that will get them doing something that's fun? And that's a template I've used several times with my party games.
Right.
And then another template I used with Wits and Wagers is I kind of learned from the music scene, where people would mix different cultural musical expression forms. So they'll take like drum beats from Africa and bass lines from this, and they'll fuse two different kind of forms of expression into one. And so I did that with Wits and Wagers, where I said, okay, trivia, what is it about trivia that's fun? Why do people like this? And I took elements of that and I mixed it with gambling and pressing your luck and taking chances. And I put those two things together and fuse them together so that there was a feeling that's fresh, where people feel like, oh, this feels new, but also a bridge to the familiar, so that it's not so new that it's just kind of people don't understand what's going on.
That will wrap up part 1. Part 2 is coming soon. There, Dominic will offer some advice for young game designers, and he'll talk about the work that's required to succeed.